good, people? Thank you as always for passing by the channel. Much appreciated. Liverpool have just beaten Brighton. It's a good start to Saturday. I'm in a very, very good mood. I wasn't in a good mood yesterday at all. I'm not going to lie to you, by far my greatest ever video. I was talking about Vladimir Klitschko and the talk about him coming back April 13th, Wembley, what it means for Dillian Whyte, Anthony Joshua, Jarrell Miller. Fantastic video. Didn't press record. I was talking to this camera just like this. Didn't press record, and I definitely fell into a state of depression for about an hour. I literally just sat there wanting someone to blame, wanting to blame anything and having no one to blame, and I couldn't redo the video. I thought about it. I thought, look, just redo it, just put it up, it's going to be good. It won't be. So hugely disappointed about that, but Liverpool have made my day again. All right, let's talk Dillian Whyte. He's now revealed that he has been made an offer to fight Anthony Joshua. He's laughed the offer off, claiming that it's ridiculous. He got more money to fight Derek Chisora, so on and so forth. So let's discuss a couple of points there. First and foremost, he's been made an offer. I think that was the concern from him when I did a video 4 or 5 days ago, that he hasn't actually even spoken to Eddie Hearn and that he thinks Joshua's going to fight Jarrell Miller. He's been made an offer, which means that Eddie Hearn's now keeping options open. So it doesn't mean that that fight's going to happen, but it means, okay, look, we've made him an offer. So ever Dillian Whyte was to say later on down the line that Eddie Hearn didn't even offer him the fight, Eddie Hearn will say, look, we made him an offer. We never hear about the percentages, but we made him an offer and he turned it down. That's a statement we hear a lot in boxing, but at least he's got an offer. Now, for me, negotiations are negotiations. They work the same, whether at the boardroom or around a boxing fucking ring. It's negotiations, right? You don't accept the first offer. It's just not how it works. So yes, Dillian Whyte is upset that the money is a bit lowball. He thinks he's worth a lot more right now. But that's how negotiations start. You're going to have your manager, your agent, whatever, come to the table and say, okay, look, can we get a bit closer? And they might find a middle ground or a common ground where they can agree. I don't know, though, what Dillian Whyte thinks he's worth or knows what he's worth. It's difficult for him when you've been the A-side-ish in your last 2 fights. I know Joseph Parker got a bit more than him, but regardless, that was close. And obviously against Derek Chisora, he was clearly the A-side. In this one, he is a B-side by a fucking stretch. Like, let's not play about here. If 90,000 people turn up to Wembley to watch Anthony Joshua versus Dillian Whyte, 90% of that would have been because of Anthony Joshua. So he's the B-side by a stretch, but he's a very, very good B-side. But in saying that, look what Joshua tried to offer Wilder when negotiations were beginning for that. And Wilder's a lot bigger B-side than Dillian Whyte, right? So if he's offering Wilder lowball money in the initial stages, I don't know about where him and Wilder are now, but in the initial stages, I don't know what Dillian Whyte's thinking that he's going to get, if that makes any sense. Wilder brings an unbeaten record, a WBC title, and a pay-per-view number that could go past 2 million. Dillian Whyte doesn't bring any of those to the table. So I don't know what he was expecting in terms of money, but I'm sure he's going to get closer to what he wants. But if he's expecting to get anywhere near even 70-30 with Joshua, it's not going to happen, right? It's not going to happen. Even 80-20 could be a stretch. And I'm not taking the piss, but it's true. You're fighting someone that's already beat you. You're fighting someone that is clearly the A-side, and you're fighting someone that has all the belts. It's difficult to come to the table and complain about money. The thing for me with Dillian Whyte is this as well. And look, I think Dillian Whyte should get what he deserves. Boxing's, I always say this, I think the toughest sport in the world. I really do think it is. People will say MMA, not for me. Boxing is the toughest sport in the world. So you should get what you deserve. But there is something to just almost, I want to say not worrying about the money, but it's difficult to say that. But Joshua fight, I feel like for him, is bigger than the financial reward, right? The win, if you beat Joshua, is massive. It's massive. It's a rematch you've been asking for pretty much since you lost. And the idea, I think, of even getting the opportunity to fight Joshua is bigger than the sum of money you want. Does that make any sense? I hope it does. I feel like go in there, beat Joshua, and then you're worth gazillions, right? Whether it be the rematch or you then become the man. And I think that's almost a bigger cherry on the pie than the check. Go in there and getting Joshua, beating Joshua, becoming heavyweight unified champion of the world, all that to me is worth more than we're going to pay you 7 million to fight Joshua. And I feel like there's a bigger picture here. And don't get me wrong, if he's getting ridiculously lowballed, then fair enough. But if it's not ridiculous, then I want to say don't complain. Sign the contract and let the fight happen. Because if that fight doesn't happen, there's a good chance you could miss that boat again. You've been moaning that you want a world title shot. And if you almost don't agree to what's being offered, then there is a very good chance that Joshua could go to America and fight Jarrell Miller. And then you miss out on what is a huge opportunity. Again, if it's crazy low ball, then fuck that, no. But if it's not crazy and it's still good millions, you take it. Because the reward for beating Joshua is worth way more than the check you're going to get at the start of the fight. So, look, it's good for him that at least he's been contacted. It does, I guess, show from the outside looking in that Eddie Hearn still is maybe kind of rolling the dice on 2 or 3 opponents here and just putting little feelers out to see who might take low ball money, what opinions are, etc., etc. But I guess for his point of view, he's probably now in pole position above Jarrell Miller, because I don't think Jarrell Miller's even received the contract or even maybe started negotiations. What is interesting about Jarrell Miller is this, though. I remember in October or November, after Jarrell Miller's last win, he was definitely going to fight on this Demetrius Andrade Akavov card. I remember seeing, I think I even saw a poster. He's just been removed from that completely. It's like it never happened. That's interesting. So I wonder if there is a bigger plan for Jarrell Miller now, because he has been removed from that card. There has been no word about why he's been removed. He was supposed to fight. He talked about being the active guy, that he does want to fight early February. This was the fight, and now he's removed from that card. So I wonder if there's some conversation going on, and that's the why he's been removed. That's just, I don't know, my conspiracy theory hat going on. But what do you guys make of Dillian Whyte even getting an offer? Is that a good thing for him? And do you understand my reason, or is it just a case of, Ada, you're chatting shit?